Live.
What up, ladies
On the
and gentlemen?
Facebook and
All right,
Twitter
so
and the
building
YouTube.
and the building and all the streaming live platforms. All right, so building a business, ladies and gents, it's hard
What does it
enough.
take?
It's hard enough if you try to do it by yourself.
Mhm,
How do you
mhm.
pick the right team? That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Shut up and sit down.
The Business Bros Podcast was created for you. Learn from the business professionals who come to share their stories. Find out what's working in business and social media, what's hot and what's not, straight from the mouths of successful entrepreneurs out there doing the real work. And now, welcome to another episode of
Business Bros.
How close are we?
Woo! That was pretty good. I mean, it sounded good on my side.
Sounded good on your side? I don't
Sounded
know.
good on
Sounded
my
off
side,
on mine.
too.
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll find out on the
Welcome to another
replay.
episode. Yeah, we'll see. See
So
how it goes.
anyways, ladies and gents, we do not have a
Boys
guest,
and
which
girls.
means we have a topic to talk about. We're going to be talking about teams and stuff, but it is an open forum. So if you want to join the program, there is a link in the comment section. Click on it. You'll hop into our lobby, and then we'll bring you in to talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. Maybe you have questions, podcasting questions, insurance questions, business questions, whatever it's going to be. And if you do not want
That looks
to
terrible.
hop on the live, that's okay. We understand. Sometimes we get a little chicken. However, you can still drop your comment into the comment section on the platform that you're listening to. We'll highlight that particular question and get it answered for you. All right. So
That was
first
good
things
chicken,
first.
by the way. That was pretty
That was a
good.
good chicken. Yeah, I didn't even have a
Yeah.
sound effect for that one, dude. That was pretty good. Yep.
No, yours was better.
Mine was better.
There it is. Yep.
There you
You
go.
sound just like it. Yeah.
Yeah. What can I say? Sometimes I'm chicken. All right, so I guess I'll tell you what I was working on today.
We'll start with
other than tax returns, because we got some people that still need to file some tax
Still
returns.
doing
So
taxes.
yep, I still had some tax returns to work on today.
It's crazy.
Aside from that, been working on podcast stuff. And so we're getting closer and closer to launching our stuff, and it's getting exciting. Had a conversation with somebody that I'm going to be partnering with here to help handle a lot of your editing issues, woes, concerns, that sort of stuff. So the podcast course that we created, that we are promoting here, this one right here, right? This course is a DIY podcast course. This is a do-it-yourself. So I'm teaching you how to do the things yourself. I'm giving you the coaching, the mentoring, the help to start your own podcast by yourself, because I know that sometimes it can get expensive when you start adding things into your servicing. And there's a lot of people who are willing to put in the time and the effort to build their own show. And you should, by the way, if you're in business right now and you do not have a podcast, you're hurting yourself. You need to be having your brand, your message out there on a regular basis. And if you don't know how to do that, even if you don't call it a podcast, if you call it a YouTube channel, if you call it a Facebook Live, if you call it an Instagram Live, I don't care what you call it, it's content being put out there. This podcast course can help you grow that content and get your exposure out as much to a higher level. So, make sure that you check out the DIY podcast. But in talking to a lot of people, there are also people who want it done for them. They want to hit the record button. They want to do the audio recording, or maybe they don't want to do video, or maybe they do want to do video. They just don't want to deal with the editing. And I can understand that. The editing can get tough. So we have a couple different programs available for you, and some of them will take care of all your video editing for you, or we'll edit the video as far as adding the intro, adding the outro, cleaning it up, dropping your commercials in, all that sort of stuff. And we can take care of that for you. Or maybe if you're audio based only, we'll do all the audio editing for you. We'll take care of the intro, the outro, the commercials, clean up the audio so it all sounds good, and distribute all that out into different platforms. So we have a full service available. So if you guys need any of these podcast services, whether you want to do it yourself or you want somebody to do it for you, make sure you take advantage of that today. Go to DIY Podcast for your DIY stuff. Send us an email, or a DM is probably the best way to do it, at Business Bros Pod for our stuff, and you'll be able to rock and roll on it and get yourself started. Do not hesitate. Do not do what a lot of people do and look back and say, I wish I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, now is the time for you to get it done. The sooner you start, the better, because you're going to get more traction that way. So anyways, that really relates to what we wanted to talk about today, which was teams, right? Like there's no way in the ventures of the different businesses that we've created over time. I've stepped in it so many times where I'm the one doing everything in this particular venture, or I have one partner or two partners, and it gets super crazy. Like, you basically burn out. It's the reason why your business fails, is because you're done with it. You're done doing everything. Chief cook, bottle cleaner, whatever you want to call it, all the pieces of the puzzle. It sucks. So
done it all.
So why would you ever want to start a business that way? You should never start a business that way.
Well, that's not really a true business to begin with anyway.
Right.
That's self-employment right there.
That's
everything that you're just talking about is just self-deployment, self-employment.
Employment. Yeah. Still the Navy talk. You know what's funny is so this morning this morning I tried to go back and I was listening to some of our very first episodes because I'm trying to find that first time that you business bros like create an audio clip, because we talk about it all the time, right? And so I was like, damn, I gotta find it. So I was listening to the I think in episode, because we did 1, 2, and I think we did like episode 4 part 1 and 4 part 2, I think is what we did. And and I heard it, I think in 4 part 2 or maybe in episode 5, but I'm trying to identify, and I'm wondering if when we said it was before we hit the record button, or I don't know for sure. But anyways, I'm trying to find it, and it was cool to hear us talking about the PCK story and how that company was built, because right now where we're talking about building a team, we kind of did have a team there.
We did.
When I look back at it, it could have definitely still been operational even after you left and joined the Navy. Like it still could have worked. I just wasn't a skilled enough entrepreneur at the time to see that it was possible to fix that. You know what I mean? Like we had already made a lot of mistakes along the way, and so bouncing back would have been tough. But it wasn't impossible. The person who I am today probably could have fixed that. You know what I mean? But
found a way.
Person who was, I would have found a way. But the person who I was then, I was just I had zero business wisdom. It was my first set of experiences, and it had to fail for me to learn a lot of what I learned. Right? But you don't have to fail in your business, completely fail anyways. You will make mistakes, but you don't have to completely fail to gain that education. You can start developing what you need to using a proper team. And part of building a team is finding not only the right people to work on your team, but putting them in the right positions.
That's right.
Because
like you were just in my most recent phone call.
So tell me about your most recent phone call.
I mean, it was somebody on our team who has been carrying a lot for us. And more than anything, it's just a matter of making sure that the workflow isn't suffering because of my own oversight. So basically, we've got 4 people that handle all of the servicing stuff for all of our agents when somebody comes on board. And, they all kind of share those responsibilities. So new submission comes in and they all share the responsibility. Sometimes it goes to this person, sometimes it goes to that person. It's just kind of all the way down the line. But out of those 4 people, only, one of them is doing a bunch of other things, or there's basically there's a lot more work being put on some people's plates, on one person's plate, where not as much is being put on the other person's plate, on other people's plates. So it's just a matter of making sure that we're focusing on the right things, that everything is that people are being put in the right spots. If somebody is really good at customer service, that's the person that you want on the phone. If somebody is really good at processing all of the new business submissions, and that's the person you want to do all the new business submissions. Somebody's really good at processing endorsements, that's the person you want processing the endorsements, and if things get overwhelming for that person, then yeah, sure, we kind of spread it around a little bit more. But more than anything, I just want to make sure that when that comes in, it's being handled by the right person.
And the key to all of this is you have
When any
skill
of
in
it comes in.
personnel, but B is that your company has a clarity of vision and what it's trying to achieve. Right.
Mhm.
Because you can have great skill and you can have great people on the team, but if they don't know what your company is trying to achieve, if they don't have an end goal in mind, if you don't have a process that is going towards the same direction, then everybody's going to be pulling all the resources in a bunch of different directions, which we've done that too.
Yep.
Right. Where we have great people on staff and, everything, even from the computer repair company way back in the day, we have people that are great at, maybe doing service over the phone. And we had people who are great at dealing with customers, in their homes. And we had techs that were great at just doing the repair work in the office. Like
Mhm.
we could have situated things much differently to utilize the skills that each individual person had to maximize the end goal. But the truth is, we didn't even have an end goal back then. At least now, when we're looking at the pipeline, it's pretty clear. Everybody knows exactly what the goal is, right?
Mhm.
Everybody has a clear understanding of what we're trying to achieve. And when you're repurposing people on your staff to complete certain work or certain workloads and certain jobs, it's still moving in that one direction. So that
Mhm.
employee or that staff member on your team, when they have an opinion about how a process is going to be made there, or how a process is going to be done there, you can rest assured that what they believe that process to be is in the best interest of achieving that main goal.
Yep.
And that really simplifies a lot of processes. It really simplifies a lot of time because the direction is there. We all have that same North Star.
I think that that's a really important point that you're bringing up is the North Star. Our staff knows what our three main objectives are because it's plastered everywhere. Number one is we want to make it as easy as possible for people to write business and submit business with us. Right? That's the number one goal. Make it as easy as possible for anybody who wants to be an insurance agent to write and submit new business with us. I mean, that's a simple goal, right?
But it's an easy first goal.
It's an easy first goal. And the second one is to make each referral. So every time that somebody refers a piece of business to us, we want to make that referral as profitable as possible through the power of education, which is basically teach the people that are buying the services what they're buying. How many people do you know that just buy insurance because they have to and they don't really know what they're buying?
A ton of people. That's why you hear things like "I got full coverage."
Yeah.
Right?
What does
But
that
they
mean?
don't understand all the little coverages that are involved in an insurance policy. It's very generic.
Yep. And then number 3 is to maintain the highest levels of retention through proactive service and support. So
That's good. One less thing.
So it's thinking ahead and making sure that we're way ahead of, anticipating the customer's needs.
And that's what it's about, right?
So those
everything
are the
that you're-
3 things, right? Those are the 3 things. And our staff all know that. They all know what those 3 things are. And so, yeah, our goals are aligned. And when we make changes to people's roles, it's because we're trying to achieve those 3 goals. Changing roles to achieve goals. Boom.
Changing roles to achieve goals. That's going to be the new one, right? That's going to be the new slang. No,
I don't know. It might be something.
It's probably copyrighted already. Somebody took it. Damn it, Google.
Damn it. Well, if not, I just plastered it all over the internet, so they'll steal it really quickly.
There you go. No, but at least when you're talking about addressing those 3 concerns, when you have your meetings now, when you talk to your staff now, how much time do you spend trying to clarify where things are going versus trying to simplify a system?
It's more about the systems, because we know where we're going. That North Star, man, if it's so important in businesses. Like, what is your end goal in your business? What is your end goal? How does it align with your personal end goal, right? Your personal why. So a lot of those things that we've developed for Pipeline have really come from my why, right? Or we've adopted it here in the Business Bros too. You know, if you listen to the very end of the show, you'll hear us talking about, if you want to create wealth for today and generational wealth for tomorrow, give us a call, because we'll help you in different ways, either to add insurance to your existing business or to help you develop your podcast and create your brand and your marketing. You know, we want to help you. We are inspired to spread positivity and empower others to create wealth for today and generational wealth for tomorrow, so that we all might thrive in life's abundance and pass that opportunity to those we hold dear.
I love that
That's
laugh
right,
track,
right.
by the way, dude. I mean, that clap track.
clap
That clap
track.
track is amazing.
Yeah,
We should
good
have
job,
a
good
laugh
job.
track too, by the way.
Yeah,
have
we
a laugh
totally
track.
should. Yep.
But dude, it's funny because you and Dad have always been those word merchants. Like, you take on this idea and you sit there and you break it down, you break it down, you break it down, you break it down until you have something that's clear and concise, that is, I don't want to always say easy to say, but easy to understand.
Mhm.
Right? Because ultimately, I mean, how much time did you spend on figuring that part out, on what your why was going to be? Because,
Months.
you know, there's a lot of people who are out there who are like, what's my why? I'm going to make $1 million. Cool, I'm done. And it was like a 5-second, discovery of figuring out your why. And
That's
then
not
when
a
it comes
why.
down to putting your team in place, and you try to explain that, hey, the goal is here to make $500 or $500,000 or whatever it is, everybody has a different idea of how to do that.
Mhm.
Your 3 steps not only includes the why, it also tells you how you're going to do it.
Yep.
Right. And so now it's like you give your staff member, your team members in their roles, the ability to be creative in their own way,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but limited within the boundaries of these 3 steps.
Yep. It's a what, a why, and a how. We talked about the how. That's the 3 steps. We talked about the why. It's creating wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow. The what we do is empower others to effectively add insurance to their existing businesses. That's what we do. Why do we do it? Because by doing so, we can help others to create that wealth and even pass it on to their children if they want to. And how do we do it? These are our 3 steps.
How important is that what?
How important is the what? That's the mission statement. I mean, it's what your business does. How important is the what? The what could change. Honestly, maybe today it's helping others install insurance to their existing businesses. Maybe tomorrow it's something else. It doesn't necessarily have to be insurance all the time, but the why is still going to be the driving factor. Maybe tomorrow the what is helping people make solid investments, right? One of the things that I want to do is get my CFP license. I want to be a certified financial
Planner.
planner. Yeah, thank you. I'm like,
Forget
professional
about the P
planner,
words.
whatever. Yeah, I did. But like that's a long-term goal of mine, so that I can actually help people create profitable stock portfolios.
Yeah, I've been watching you on Twitter post some stuff
Yeah.
on what's happening.
I'm getting back
in
into
the
it.
market.
Getting back into it.
I see. It identifying what it is that you do, oftentimes is one of the easier aspects. I was talking about the other day with one of my students. He was like, "Hey, what to sell." Always about
What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
but
what
what
to
what
sell?
is it I'm going to do? What am I going to sell? What? instead of really figuring out the why and who it is that you are. And that's kind of where I asked him to take a step back, like,
Mhm.
what skills do you have? What do you like to do? What are you passionate about? What do you like to spend your time learning about and getting better at? That is something that you should start with first, and then see if there's a market for that. And if there's not a market for that, maybe you either, maybe you start to create a market for that, or you start to help people with pieces of where that falls into place. But coming up with, what am I going to do? Well, I mean, when people ask, what can I do to make money? I mean, you can do anything to make money. You can, get things free on Craigslist and turn around and sell them. You can, grab a piece of wood and turn it into something amazing and sell it. You can, you can buy low and sell high. The what is always the easy thing to create, though you can sell anything on the what. Why are you doing it is the thing that's going to push you beyond making a few couple bucks at the beginning.
Well, that's the difference. The why is the difference between, oh, I don't want to get up at 5 a.m. and do my run versus I'm here, I'm getting it, I'm talking to my Justice League, I'm, doing all these things. It's the why.
It's the why.
It's the why that keeps us going. I love my good friend Gina Warfel. I couldn't remember her name. She's in my Junto group, and
like
in
my good
her
friend
book,
who I can't remember her
yeah,
name.
her last name.
Dude, I almost had you.
Check out her book, Mastering Mindfulness. I'll have to find the link in a little bit. But in her book, Mastering Mindfulness, she teaches about how the habits that we have that are hard to break often come from, us trying to find our willpower. And the way that she says it in the book is forget about your willpower, think about your why power.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So a story that she shares, I don't know if it's in the book. I don't a story that she shares is about a woman who was having all kinds of she had cancer, and if she didn't fix her diet, there was a good chance that she could relapse on the cancer, right? And all she could think about, was she wanted to have these cookies, or she wanted to have all these other, not so great foods, but and she would always fall back to that bad habit. And so I guess Gina asked her, well, what is it that you really want? Well, I want to be around long enough for, to see my grandkids grow up and this, that, and the other. And I've had cancer, so, there's a good chance that it could relapse if I don't have good health. And it's like, you think about those reasons. So every time when you are choosing between going to the gym or not, it's a really easy choice to go home and relax, or to say, you know what, if I go to the gym today, then maybe I get to be alive a little bit longer to see my grandkids grow up or something like that, But it's all about the why power, not the willpower.
Absolutely.
Long story short.
And for those of us who don't have, dying ailments, where it's terminal,
Mhm.
it's sometimes getting the excuse out of your own way. Right. So like, for me, I put this in my story the other day. I have a nap, and I try to look it up to see if it's a thing, and it is a thing.
Nap gap?
It is a thing, but it's for infants, like having like nap schedules, right? But the nap gap is pretty cool because I get to, I literally, when my alarm goes off at 4:30 in the morning, the first thing that pops into my head when I sit up is I'm freaking tired. Like that's the first thing, dude. I'm tired. I can't do this today. Why am I doing, I really don't have the will to want to run. I don't like running. It's not my thing. But at 4:30 in the morning, it's worse. But now because of COVID, like I have this gap, and it's from like 8 to 8:30, or sometimes 8:30 to 9, depends on on what's going on that day. Like I have that gap, and I can take a nap if I want to. And so I just tell myself, like, just get up and run if you're really tired after you do your stuff. So I have to get up, I have to do my run, I have to post my Instagram, I have to create my email that I send out for the mailer list for our Business Bros network.
That's pretty awesome, by the way.
Yeah, and then create a content piece. I do all those things, and then I can hit my nap gap because I've accomplished everything that I need to do at a minimum. Right? These are my I consider my most important things to do on the day before everybody wakes up, anyways. Right? So I've accomplished all those things. So I reward myself with my nap gap. And sometimes I don't even go and take a nap because I'm not tired anymore. It's just at the beginning when I feel like I don't want to get up because I just woke up out of bed. I take away the excuse of I'm too tired with I can go back to sleep after I've accomplished these things. You know what I mean? And now I'm in the habit of doing all these things every single day. Like if I had a day where the rest of the day something came up and I couldn't do anything else and I only achieved the things that I have from the moment I wake up to my nap gap time, I'd still feel pretty accomplished, right? Because I've done the things that I need to do. I've prioritized those things first. Anything I complete after that is almost always extra cake. Like I've gotten ahead of myself. I've produced a little more. I've added to my content. I've created, I've networked with certain people, or I've created a proposal, or whatever it is that I'm doing after that. It feels like extra credit that I've done because I've already completed my one thing or my couple things that I need to do at the beginning of the day, right? So I'm not, and I realize I'm not taking away from myself. I'm just incentivizing myself. The only thing I take away by doing that is take away the excuse at the very beginning.
Yours is on your board. Mine is in a binder. And this is my weekly planner. And right here on this side is my one thing that I need to do every day. And I love writing the word done right here on the side. To your point, when I get that one thing done, like I feel good enough to shut my computer off for the night. Shutting off my computer for the night has become like this ritual for me where it's like, yes, I got the things done that I needed to. It's progressing me towards my goals. And if you've heard me talk about this weekly planner, my weekly planner serves my monthly goals. My monthly goals serve my quarterly goals. My quarterly goals serve my annual goals. And those serve my vivid vision. And it's all very much aligned with the things that I'm doing. So when I mark that as done and I don't have anything else going on for the day, I've caught up on everything else, shutting off my computer, man, it's like, it's if I was a chick, it'd be like taking off my bra. Like that's the I can breathe.
but that's what it feels like, right? Like and the thing is, it's like the main reason why people have their goal thermometers, like we had the goal thermometer, or they have their production boards, right? Because you want to see yourself achieving the goal that you set out to achieve. And if we break them down into those small little chunks, even if that's the only thing you did, right? Oftentimes in your day's pretty busy. That's not the only thing you do. It's just the one priority thing that you made sure that this is the day that I need to complete this one task. If I do this one task, at least this one task, I've had a productive day. And then if whatever comes up, it feels good, you can definitely turn off your computer and feel good about it. It's okay to turn it off, shut that thing down. Say goodbye to the rest of that day, right? And it's cool because you're productive. Call it. Dude. Well, that was a fun show for today, as always. So, ladies and gents, I'm just going to give you a quick recap for what we're doing. If you guys are ready to get started on your podcasting, and here's the thing about podcasting, ladies and gents, stop thinking of it as some massively produced show. Stop thinking of it as you're going to be the next Joe Rogan. This is your prospecting tool at its finest. Look, there's a difference between the way I prospect and the way you prospect if you're in sales. When you prospect, most people tell you no, and it sucks. That's why we don't like to do it, because we have to filter through all the no's. But when I prospect, most people tell me yes. And the only difference is I invite them and bring them value using my podcast. It's the power of podcasting. It's pretty much it. When I invite somebody to be on the show, they say yes. That initiates the relationship. That starts the conversation. That's why I tell you guys, most people don't have a lead generation problem. We have a lead follow-up problem. Now, if after you establish the relationship, you let it go, that's on you. That's a whole different ballgame that we can start talking about here soon. Lead follow-up is it's paramount to your success in sales business. But if you're struggling with lead generation, you need to have a podcast. You get warm leads that people come on your show. You get cold leads, people that send you DMs and are interested in different things, products or services that you offer. You have to start doing your podcast today. Get the course. You have access to everything to start your own thing. And if you're interested, send me a DM at Business Bros Pod, and I can help you get it fully produced. All you got to do is record the audio. We'll do all the audio editing for you, or record the video. We'll do all the editing for you. We'll even have packages to help create little golden nuggets and stuff that you can share on your Instagram. So get yourself started. Even if you start basically with the ebook, that ebook that's scrolling down there for only $7, that has everything that the coursework has. But what the coursework offers that the ebook doesn't is you get access to me. So you get access to me doing group coaching calls where you can ask questions that are pertain to your particular podcast to help you get answers, and a monthly one-on-one coaching session where we dive into your particular situation, whatever it is that you need help with on your podcasting, branding, and marketing. So make sure you take advantage, invest in yourself, get out there and get it done. That's all we got for you guys today.
Whoop, whoop. Peace. Bye-bye.
And we out.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Thank you for listening to the Business Bros Podcast. Are you looking to get more clients or to increase your income? Hernan, the business bro, can help you generate referrals through the power of podcasting. And James, the insurance bro with Pipeline Insurance, can help you effectively add insurance to your existing business. If you are ready to create wealth today and generational wealth for tomorrow, email businessbros@csfirst.com to schedule a free consultation, or join the Business Bros Network, www.businessbros.biz.